Quick, Corey, come up with an intro. Go.
Hi, welcome to Pumped Up Gaming. Go!
All right, this week we got Corey. Corey has an insane Breya deck that has 14 combos.
Yeah, right, 14-ish combos.
Yeah, so it's not that many
special.
combos.
It's a couple, one or two. It's fine.
Yeah, so Corey's gonna take the wheel today. Finally getting some people to get on the show and jump on friggin' breaking up their decks. So let's get into it.
Not just all your decks over and over.
I know all my stupid Pub Stomper game friggin' decks just because all I do is Pub Stomp stuff.
Pub Stomp.
I didn't even know what the hell that means.
I still don't think I know what that means.
Like I have so many people calling me that, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Go into pubs, people are drinking, you're just like,
yeah, exactly. Like, what kind of context does that even make sense? I'm assuming that means that like my mom's a cunt or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what
it's in your lineage.
So, Corey is actually one of the people that taught me how to play Magic. So, you guys like my shit. His shit is hot. Corey's got hot shit.
I don't have the budget Dakota has, but I think I got a couple tricks up my sleeve.
He's got a lot better of a brain than I do. Most of his decks are just super smooth, and especially his Breya deck. It's
my baby. I like it. Yeah. It's fun.
So last week we did a certain version of way of breaking down the deck because we're trying to try new stuff, and now Corey had a new idea, so we're gonna do it Corey's way because everything's about Corey this week.
It's how I built the deck, so I think it's appropriate to do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, and just like last week, if you guys like this version and you think it's the best one, we'll stick with it. Or just don't fucking comment at all, because no one likes to participate.
Just say very rude things, please. That's all. That's just if you're watching right now, leave fuck in the comments. So this is Breya, but I bet you probably already knew that because you looked up a Breya deck tag. Stole your joke. Breya is really good simply for the reason that all we need to do to win the game is make infinite mana. So when Breya enters the battlefield, she makes 2 of these Thopters. They're 1/1 blue artifact creature tokens. She has the ability to pay 2 mana, sacrifice 2 artifacts, any 2 artifacts, including herself or one of her Thopters, or both, and either deal 3 damage to a player, give a creature -4/-4 till end of turn, or gain 5 life. So, with infinite mana, we can sack her and one of her artifacts to herself, to her own ability, deal 3 damage to target player, recast her, make another 2 artifacts, pay 2, sack her and one of her artifacts to herself, deal 3 damage to another player, rinse and repeat until everyone's dead.
It just works.
It just works. It's very clean ability. It's hard to stop because if someone targets Breya, you pay 2, sack her to her own ability. Now she's in the command zone, nice and safe. And you recast her, get another Thopter out of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, pop quiz. What is that color combination? Because apparently I fuck it up every single time.
Is it your tiller? Nephilim? I can't remember. It's one of those weird ones. It's I want to say your tiller, but I'm probably wrong on
Dude,
that
I get it wrong every time, and people just hate so much. Like, I said that black, blue, red was Jund the other day, and some dude about shit his fucking pants.
I saw that.
He's like, that's Grixis, you fucking retard. And it's like, okay, my bad. Shit, okay.
To be fair, Breya's lore is she was an Esper mage who got corrupted by Etherium and gained the color red. So she's not necessarily, she's an Esper mage with red. So that's how I play her, basically.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Corey, start us off with lands.
All right, so my land package isn't super extensive. We've got Mutavault. I just like it. It's a creature if you need one. Inventor's Fair is probably one of the best ones. You can get out several of the combo pieces with it. Probably my favorite land in the deck, to be honest. Darkwater Catacombs. It's like a signet that you don't have to pay for. It's always nice early game. Nykthos Shrine to Nyx. It's good for whenever you have a lot of stuff on the field and you can just get that mana bump from it. Seed of the Synods. Artifact land, taps for blue. Forbidden Orchard. It gives the opponent a spirit, but early game, that doesn't matter. The 1 mana of any color is what matters. Command tower, command tower. Homeward path, in case someone gained control of your Breya and you don't have the mana to respond by killing her off, you just take her back. Exotic orchard, because, I mean, you've got 4 colors, someone's going to have one of them. Blood crypt, because shockland. Opal palace, mana fixing, and we cast Breya often if we can't combo off just to stay on the board, and so it's good to have her. Shockland, because shockland. Glacial fortress, because we've got a lot of things that have plains or island typing. Naya panorama, just searching out for mana fixing. Sunbait canyon, it's just, it doesn't come in tapped or anything, taps for 2 colors. It's kind of like a shockland that you keep paying for. Watery grave, shockland. Hallowed fountain, shockland. And great furnace, because artifact land, taps for red. 4 plains.
Those are islands.
God
You fucking stoner.
I mean, all focused on like my movements. I wasn't even thinking about the goddamn name of the card. 4 islands, 4 swamps, 4 plains, and only 3 mountains because we don't use red that much. I just like to show these off. I got these at the GP. They're just like proxy lands. Yeah, they're fun. They're pretty. I love them. All right, so this is the tutor package. It's just everything in here searches for a combo piece. We got demonic tutor, cost 2, sorcery speed, any combo piece, put in your hand. Mystical tutor, search for an instant sorcery, put it on top of your deck. It's instant speed, so you can do it at instep. Reshape. We have a lot of artifact creatures with Breya's Thopters and stuff like that. So you sacrifice an artifact, pay whatever you need to for X, and you get a combo piece straight to the field. Muddle the Mixture. It's a counter spell, so it's threat removal, but also you pay 3, and you can search for anything that costs 2, which several of our combo pieces cost 2. Trinket Mage. It doesn't tutor so much for a combo piece, but it can tutor for several of the mana rocks in the deck, and it's nice. Final Parting. This is one of my favorite ones because it searches for 2 cards, puts 1 in the deck, or 1 on the battlefield and 1 in the graveyard. And that's very important for one of my combos because one of the pieces can be in the graveyard to start the combo.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. Diabolic Intent, again, because Breya makes Thopters. We like to sack Thopters. And then we use Tutor for a card. Diabolic Tutor, and just 2 more costs for same effect as Demonic Tutor. Fabricate, because most of the combo pieces are artifacts, so might as well run the tutors for artifact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so this is our threat removal, threat control package. It's not super extensive because we try to win early game, but it's got a lot of low cost removal or big removal. Got erase, instant, exile target enchantment. There's a lot of enchantments that stop us from casting multiple spells a turn. Kills Breya's ability. Swords of Plowshares, in case someone has a big creature that's killing you early game. Counterspell. Honestly, these were in here because I used to have the Paradox Engine combo to infinitely counterspell. Now they're just in here to get rid of things before they get cast so I can combo out before other people do. Or to stop people interrupting my combos. Same with Quench, Mana Leak, Return to Dust.
No.
Remember the name of it?
Path to Exile.
Yeah, I get it mixed up with Return to Dust.
You know when you wouldn't have that issue?
Shut up.
Is if it was in English.
To be fair, I didn't buy this one. Casey got this and I traded it. Path to Exile, because creature removal. Spell Pierce, counter target non-creature spell. Again, just if someone counters your stuff or anything, they try to stop your combo. And Cyclonic Rift, because you have to have Cyclonic Rift.
Absolutely.
There's no reason not to run Cyclonic Rift. Alright, so this is kind of our accelerant, speeding up the game package. A lot of cards like Ponder, just fix the top 3 cards of your deck, draw a card. Dark Ritual, because it can, it's increase of 2 mana, it's not bad, help you combo off earlier. Dream Cache, draw 3, put 2 back. Portent, fix the top 3. You draw one of the next turn's upkeeps, but it's a 1 cost, so you can do it early game. Brainstorm, probably my favorite of them, just because it's draw 3, put any 2 back. Scry 1, draw 1. Mystic Remora is kind of fun, just because it's like Rhystic Study, but they have to pay 4. Yeah, you have a cumulative upkeep, but early game...
Gotta feed that fish.
Till you combo off, that mana's just sitting there anyway.
Feed that fish.
Speaking of Rhystic Study, because are you going to pay 1? Preordain, scry 2, draw 1. Skull Clamp, because those tokens are sweet, sweet when they die. Shimmer of Possibility. Look at the top 4, still pretty good. Windfall, this one's just super funny. And also you get cards out of it. If you don't have any combo pieces, then go for it. Sensei's Divining Top, because it's amazing and always fun, hard to get rid of. Telling Time, because basically the same thing as like Shimmer of Possibility or any of the others. You're just digging for answers and combos. Divination, draw 2 cards, keep digging for those combos. Alright, this is the Mana Rock package. You can't have a good competitive deck without Mana Rocks, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So, we've got Rakdos Signet, Soul Ring, Izzet Signet, Felwar Stone, because again we have 4 colors, same as Exotic Orchard, and there's a pretty high possibility we'll get a color out of it that we need. Darksteel Ingot, Mana Vault, good for 1 or 2 uses. I mean, you gotta get it in the right spot, but Boros Signet. Lotus Petal is always nice for color fixing or just that extra 1 you need to combo off. Orsov Signet. All the Signets are nice because they just kind of chain together into a bunch of mana. Azorius Signet. Dimir Signet. I run all the Signets, I think, in here. Thought Vessel, all the on-color ones. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to do that one again. Yeah, let's do that.
You're fine.
Okay.
There we go.
Thought Vessel, no max hand size, get 1 mana. It's a rock that only costs 2, so it's fast, and no max hand size, all the draw we do. Gilded Lotus, because it gives you 3 mana of any color, and it goes with some of our combo pieces that we'll see later. Chromatic Lantern, because mana fixing, supreme.
Yeah.
And then Vessel of Endless Rest, because you can either, if someone has a graveyard recursion deck, you can screw them over, or you can just target anything. But it's 1 mana of any color for 3, so it's still on par with all the other decent mana rocks.
So on your rock package, I was gonna ask what is the main reason why you run the signets over like the talismans or anything like that?
I like the signets because you can take a colorless mana and turn it into 2 colored mana of colors that you need. And with Breya, you get a lot of colorless mana with those lands like Inventor's Fair, lands that you're using for other reasons, whereas the mana might be wasted in most situations. So having that mana fixing and the availability to increase it with more colorless mana is really great. 1 Soul Ring can activate 2 signets to give you the 4 colors you need to cast Breya. And you can do that turn 2 or 3. And so it's hands down better than the talismans or anything like that, in my opinion.
Okay. And then, so this is a question to the sensei. So, in my opinion, I think Chromatic Lantern should be in any deck that is more than monocolor. What do you think?
I definitely agree for the most part. There are some decks like any deck that's real heavy green and that's like green and 1 other color. You can maybe get away without running it because you're probably going to have the mana fixing that you need with the green spells. Like your Mazarek deck. I don't know that I would run Chromatic Lantern in your Mazarek deck because you're probably always have green and black.
Yeah, I think I run Chromatic Lantern in every single one of my 3 colors.
See, and that's where I would say it's a must because once you hit 3, then there are the chances that you might not get the colors you need, and that's a big risk to take when you're trying to win turn 4 or 5 or 6.
And it's really annoying when like you have all of this shit that you could be doing, but it's just you don't have the right colors.
Yeah, nothing is worse than draw pass.
Nothing makes you feel like you can't build a deck more than not being able to get the right fucking colors.
You're like, did I shuffle? Should I reshuffle? Scoop?
Should I quit playing Magic?
Right?
Should
Who
I
wants my
burn this
deck? All right, so this is getting into the combo package. This is one of the combos that I run just in case someone does shut down my Breya somehow, gain control of it, and I don't have Homeward Path on the field or something along those lines. So this combo is completely independent of Breya, and it also is the combo that ties in with that final parting tutor. So Shroom the Hegemon says whenever she enters the battlefield, you can return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sculpting Steel comes into play. You can target an artifact on the field and it becomes a copy of it. So with Sculpting Steel either in the graveyard or in your hand, you can cast Shroom the Hegemon. Shroom the Hegemon, if Sculpting Steel is in the graveyard, Shroom the Hegemon brings Sculpting Steel back. Sculpting Steel will copy Shroom. Legendary rule applies. You got to kill one of them. So you kill the old one, the original Shroom. She goes to the graveyard. Sculpting Steel completely enters the battlefield. Now it's Shroom entering the battlefield, so you target the old Shroom, bring it back, legendary rule applies, and you just keep doing that forever. So it makes infinite enter the battlefield triggers and infinite death triggers, which means that with something like Impact Tremors, Blood Artist, or Zulaport Cutthroat, any one of these 3 cards, it's an instant win. Alright, so this is probably one of my most fun deck or combos in the deck, just because it's got so many different ways to piece it together. So, usually you'll use Breya. In a pinch, you can use Alinda for this. She's not as easy to pull off. She doesn't work with the Displacer. But with Breya on the field, and either one of these two, either Ashnod's Altar or Krark Clan Ironworks, you can sack Breya and one of her Thopters to either one of these to get 4 mana. Put Breya to the graveyard. When she hits the graveyard, you trigger your Nim Death Mantle, and you pay the 4 from the mana that you got. Bring Breya back. Breya's back on the field. You get 2 more Thopters. That netted you 1 Thopter. You can rinse and repeat that until you have infinite Thopters. Then you can sack those to Ashnods to have infinite mana and infinite Thopters to put into Breya's ability and wipe the field of all opponents. Alternatively, you can do the same thing, but instead of sacking Breya to the Ashnods and triggering the Nim Death Mantle, you sack both of Breya's tokens to Ashnods or Krark Clans, and then use 3 of that colorless mana to trigger the Eldrazi Displacer, flicker Breya. She comes back, gives you 2 more Thopters, you banked 1 colorless mana. Rinse and repeat. Now you have infinite colorless mana. Now with infinite colorless mana, you can just flicker Breya infinite times, making infinite Thopters with infinite mana to again in the game. It's pretty brutal, and like my favorite iteration of it is just Nim Death Mantle and Ashnod's, because that's 5 colorless and Breya's 4 colors, and that's all you need to win the game. Alright, so this one's another just backup win con. It's well known, easy to see coming. You want to use it when you have the mana to do it all at once.
Yeah, within the same turn. You don't like, hey, I'm going to play Kiki Jiki.
Pass.
Pass.
Right? No, you want to have it all. But basically all you do, you get them both on the field, tap Kiki Jiki, make a copy of Pestermite. It has haste. When Pestermite enters the battlefield, you untap target permanent, and then you tap Kiki Jiki, make a copy of Pestermite. When that copy enters the battlefield, you untap. So you make infinite Pestermites, and the copies all have haste. So it's just infinite flying 2/1s that you can attack with. Alright, so these combos just make infinite mana, but as we explained, that's all you need with Breya. So this one's another well-known combo. Peregrine Drake, when it enters the battlefield, untap up to 5 lands. Deadeye Navigator, when it enters the battlefield or another creature enters the battlefield, you can soul bond it with a creature, and then all you have to do is pay 2 and you can flicker that creature. Alright, this combo is another Peregrine Drake combo, but it's a little more fun in my opinion. I don't know, it's more interactive. It's another one that also you can use one of the pieces from the graveyard. Either one of these 2 pieces in the graveyard, you can start the combo still. So the way it works is cast Peregrine Drake, untap 5 lands, cast Archaeomancer. Then if this is in the graveyard, you go ahead and return that to your hand. If not, it's already in your hand. Pay 3, and both of these cards do the exact same thing. They both flicker 2 creatures. They flicker other things, but all that matters is they flicker creatures. Ghostly Flicker and Displace. You flicker both of them. This Card goes to the graveyard. This enters, untaps 5 lands. This enters, returns that to your hand. And then it's just like the Deadeye combo. You overtap your mana, so you tap 5. Cast this for 3. You bank 2 every time. Infinite mana of colored.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more interesting. I feel like the Deadeye combo is just kind of...
You see it
like,
coming,
hey,
it's kind of boring. This one is like, wait, Archaeomancer? You just won with Archaeomancer?
I dig it.
Alright, and this is the last combo. It's another infinite colored mana combo. Isochron Scepter. When you cast it, you get an instant that costs 2 and imprint it. Then you pay 2, tap this, and you cast the card that's imprinted. So Dramatic Reversal says untap all your non-land permanents.
Alright, so that was the third style of deck breakdown. So that one is broken down by package. So you have like we said, your removal package, all that stuff, rather than breaking the cards down by their super type, which is creature, instant, sorcery, all that bullshit.
Which I think both types are okay. I think it depends on the deck, in my opinion. Like how the deck was built, what it does matters with how you should look at how you build it.
I think doing it this way with this specific deck, like you said, that was how you built the deck, was by going through the specific packages. So by breaking it down through the specific packages made it a lot.
You see the thought process behind it, and I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't really have a thought process with decks. I kind of just throw money.
He's like, cards do things.
All right, Corey, you are one of the senseis, but all of our decks, they're not undefeatable.
Sadly.
What are some weaknesses?
So Breya's biggest weaknesses are combo stoppers. Things like what's that aura that only lets you cast one spell every turn? Curse of Exhaustion. Yeah. Stuff like that. We need to cast spells infinitely. We need things to happen over and over and over again.
I think like a Stony Silence would be a big dick in the ass.
Yeah, anything like that. Anything that stops activated abilities of artifacts, like that new Karn.
Yeah. By
himself, he hurts Breya a lot. Mm-hmm. You basically, if he gets played while you're playing Breya, you just start swinging Breya and her tokens at that thing and hope that they can't block it or something. Yeah. Like, you need that dead. It's worse. It's just as bad as the Karn Mycosynth lock for Breya, because most of everything we do revolves activated abilities of artifacts specifically, because even Breya's abilities are all activated.
Yeah, she's an artifact creature, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it completely turned off the deck. We have to get rid of Karn on site. But that's why we run the counter spells and stuff. We try to get around our weaknesses with what blue can offer, because blue is my favorite color. So
yeah. I wouldn't really say that this was a budget deck by any means, but I'm sure there are some things that you would prefer to be in it.
Yeah, if I, in a perfect world, I would definitely run Mana Crypt. I would run the Basalt Monolith, Grim Monolith, Power Artifact combo, because it's probably the fastest infinite colorless mana combo that I know of, because it's just 5 for infinite.
Yeah, it's just 2 pieces too.
And I mean, I have a Basalt Monolith, but I'd have to get a Grim Monolith and a Power Artifact. Any of the really
rings.
Yeah, the Rings of Bridehearth would be good. A lot of that kind of stuff, the expensive pieces that I just don't have access to at the moment. All the fetches, I would run the off-color fetches just for mana fixing. Cut down on some of the basics. I have all the shocks. I think I had all the shocks. If not all the shocks, obviously like the really expensive dual lands, those would be nice. I would take what's in here and upgrade it. Take some of these more expensive tutors and get a Vampiric Tutor, an Imperial Seal. So if you're looking to just break the bank and make this deck nigh unbeatable, just,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Throw $100 per card at it and you'll be okay. But
I'm pretty sure if you went no budget, Breya could probably be like 6 or 7 grand. Probably. And it's just because of all the colors.
But really. You'd win like turn 2 every game.
Yeah.
Like, it would be consistent with that, I think. I don't know. I'm too scared to find out.
No one man should have all that power. So an idea that we had was just some CEDH 1v1 between my Urza and his Breya, because they're pretty similar decks. It'd be
Yeah,
it'd be interesting. I've never played against a fully optimized Breya.
Yeah, and so he has all those cards that we just mentioned that I would run in the deck. So I would put those in Breya and see how it does fully optimized against a fully optimized Urza. And
Yeah. So if you guys want to see that, let me know.
yeah, put it down in the comments under all the fucks. And
So, I'm getting consistent. Around 20-ish minutes.
yeah, hey.
My editing skills, they're still dog shit, but they're getting better. So, yeah, so that's going to do it for this deck tech. Let me know what you guys think about that style of breakdown. I'm up to 61 subscribers, so all of you guys that subscribe to just sit there and listen to my stupid voice, I truly appreciate it.
I'm going to unsubscribe, so that's at 60 when you say that.
And yeah, I genuinely appreciate all my buddies coming out and, you know, doing guest spots on the show. I really get sick of listening to myself talk, so that's a lot of fun.
Had to have some beauty on the show. You know?
Exactly. Look at his face. Look at his face. But, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this week. As always, I'm Dakota. This is Corey. And this is Pumped Up Gaming. And we will see you guys in the next one.